incredible. I
And
don't
it's
care.
clean racing. There's great drivers, great crowds, great everything here. I really like it.
You know, there's a lot of good things about the Bud Nationals. We talk about the cars and the sponsors and the community and everything, but I'll tell you honestly, you guys, the level of competition is pretty awesome. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite thing, when I'm talking from the racing aspect here at the Bud Nationals, my favorite thing is the track itself. That the way that track changes from night 1 to night 2, the way you've got to change your car to be competitive on both nights, it is going to test the skills of the very best. I don't care where you're from. This track is so technical.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's technical not only from, what's going to happen, where's the cushion going to be at on the high side, but it's technical to feel how tacky is it going to be night number 1?
How slick is it going to be night number 2?
Yes, but is it going to be slick night number 2? Because remember last year,
it's going to be
the
slick.
Moisture was down, and it came up, and it got real tacky for a while, and everybody was kind of going out there going, it's still tacky, and we're getting ready for the mains. As soon as the main event hit, all that tack went, bye-bye.
It slicked off.
It jumped
caught
on
everybody.
It jumped on a lot of people.
It caught a bunch of people off guard, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. It is so technical because that track is so different from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yes.
The entry on turn 3, we know how tricky that is. We found that out in the first lap of qualifying last year when Joey Tanner went straight into the wall. The way that track is shaped at both ends, if you're not paying attention, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It can bite you.
Oh, yeah.
It will bite you.
And it's very tricky coming out of turn 2 because you see a wall, then you see a big gap, and you think there's space. That wall's still there.
Right.
And it jumps out, that KUZZ sign. Brian and I have seen it many times this year. People just jump out and get bit by it. And then you go into turn 3, and the wall is 2.5 foot tall instead of 5 foot tall.
Right.
So they go, where'd the wall go? Can't see it. Boom, hit it. Oh, there it is.
We've seen a lot of that. Brian, you've been around Bakersfield. You grew up here. Yeah. This is your home track. I know it means a lot to you. The Bud Nationals do. Have you been to all the Bud Nationals?
I've been to probably the last 15 or 20 maybe.
Okay. All right. So you've been to more than half
I've
of them.
got some photos and some autographs from guys like Brett Hallmark.
Yep.
There's a couple guys came from Iowa a couple years ago, and it's a big race, and it's excitement. Like Jeremy and I as kids, my brother, we would go around to the hotels and see who's here, just to see whose cars are in town.
Couple of Dusters rolling by us. One's got a 340 that's cammed all to hell. You can hear every piston as he drove by. A couple Dodge guys rolling out of here.
There you go.
Yeah. Dom, this is kind of your gig, man.
Yeah,
you grew up. You came up in the car world. This is your gig. This is the kind of stuff you did. Classic cars.
This was my life, yeah.
Right. So Dom look at this SS Camino behind you, Dom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the stock rally wheels. That was right there is what we call a sleeper.
Yeah, there's a couple 32s. There's a 34. There's real neat stuff here.
And Dom has done, really worked on some of the elite classic cars you've seen in Hot Rod and Super Chevy, Street Rodder. I mean, he's got a background where, some of these iconic cars Dom has had his hands on. And I know he's looking around here. He's got a headset on. He's not talking much because he's kind of looking around like, whoa.
I think he wants me to move this banner right
Yeah. He's looking at a few of these going, let me see, did I touch that one?
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
What a great turnout.
This is going to be a very fun weekend. I'm excited to be here. So Chuy's says, come on out, do a promo. I didn't think it was going to be this big. I really didn't. This is one of the cooler things we've done together down here.
Oh, yeah, and can you imagine what it's going to be next year when we do it? It's only going to get bigger.
Every year, bigger and better. Anything special planned this year for the Budweiser Nationals? You guys have anything on the card we can talk about to kind of –
Oh, yeah. We've got quite a bit. Not only Friday night we're going to have some fun, but Saturday, the Children's Miracle Network is going to be at the track. We're bringing out some of the Miracle kids. Cammie Bell, she's a young RC car driver. She's moving into possibly a Mod Light next year or a midget running regular-sized cars. But her big thing is, some of you guys probably saw on Moxie Media and Promotions Facebook page, we posted the video of her on the news talking about the Children's Miracle Network. They're going to be coming out. We're going to let them mess around with a couple of the RC cars and see what she does, and then we're going to take them into the pits. There's a few drivers that have signed up, going to put them in the cars with them, let them, cruise around in the pits. Maybe I heard possibly one of them's going to be in during hot laps because it's got a 2-seater car, and they're going to drop the kid in and let them go around the track pack a little bit. So it's going to be awesome to see all the fun stuff. Plus, we're going to have raffles going on. Cammie Bell is the young lady. She's 13 years old, 8th grader, getting ready to race. Her goal for this whole thing was to raise $1,000. And I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't raise $1,000 for her, I will be thoroughly upset. Because
that's a good goal. That's
everybody
a good goal.
out here, there is no way in heck we shouldn't raise $1,000 for her for this event with all the raffle stuff that's going on.
Well, and we've got something special ourselves going through Moxie Media Promotions here at the Bud Nationals. Again, through Dynamic Designs, we had another checkered flag made. Last year's was pink. This year, teal and white. The flag in honor of Bailey Schweitzer. We're gonna auction that off again. Last year, we're gonna beat last year's. We set a standard. Last year, that flag went for $1,200, guys. And last year we had a different charity. I asked Scott, where do you want that money to go? Where are we? All the money we raise off the flag, where is that going to go? And we are going to work with the Bailey Schweitzer Memorial Scholarship Fund in care of Kern Community Foundation.
Awesome.
Okay? That's where that money's going to go this year. And I know for all of us last year, that was a very hard thing to do. I know that flag actually ended up at another restaurant across town, autographed by what we call the stars of the show. You were there. It's got Pounds and it's got Hogue and Papich and Toast and who else do we have on there? We had Sanders, Childress. We had all the big names down here. Some of the hobby stock guys had autographed that. That flag was full of autographs.
Yeah.
And we got that thing out for $1,200. I thought we would do better than that this year. I'm shooting for $2,000, boys.
Yeah, I could see it.
I'm shooting. That's a race-used flag, autographed by all the stars.
Yeah.
We had Colin Weinbarger on it last year and Joey Tanner. Colin won the modified portion. Ethan Dotson, Cody Laney. These guys are going to have their name on that flag again, and it's going to go on to help the foundation through Bailey Schweitzer, and honored to be a part of that.
Absolutely, that's a great deal. I'm glad that the Bailey Schweitzer Memorial Fund, that is the perfect group for that one.
Well, last year it was a different one,
right.
And that's the one that she worked with extensively when she was
right. That was a Ronald
here
McDonald
with
house,
us, right? Talking with Scott this year, they said that's where they want that money to go, and that's where we're going to put it.
Absolutely.
So, I can't believe this. It's what is it? 80 degrees out here, guys?
No.
Probably colder.
I just took my jacket off, but I'm still a little chilly.
I feel good. It wasn't this warm when we left Oregon today, I'll tell you that.
When I left the coast, it was still cloudy and there was fog and moisture in the air. So.
Well, it says 75, but I don't think so.
I bet it's every bit of 75. No. This is great. I love it.
Oh,
I absolutely love this.
68.
68. That sounds about right.
That's about right.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Listen, this is my story. Let me tell it, all right?
Gee. Wow.
Brian, what are we working on? What are we looking at over here?
I was looking for the weather.
It's going to be, I'll tell you, like you said, 100% chance of racing this weekend, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm excited about. We come down here, and we go to work, and throughout the weekend we all lose about 35 pounds because it's so frickin' hot. Looking at the forecast, we're looking at upper 70s, low 80s.
Yeah, we're almost looking at pants weather out here in Bakersfield.
So we're going to stay nice and warm this winter.
We are.
Well, we are down here. I don't know about when you guys go up to the P&W.
But what do we see? I don't care where you go. What do we see when we see cooler temperatures?
Better racing?
We see
moisture in the track.
we see the track hooked up. Here's my prediction. I've done according to my research. Brian, you can help me out on this. Correct me if I'm wrong. According to my research, 2014 was the last time a super late model broke the track record at Bakersfield. It happened at the Budweiser Nationals. It was Steve Drake. And the track record is 12.449. I'm going to predict we see that broke this weekend.
Oh, I guarantee it.
12.449. I'm going to make a prediction that we see that record broke.
I don't know, because we were – every time they were out this year, we were at 14-1, 13-9.
It was exceptionally hot this year.
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to see that.
I'm gonna
because there's another new hot shoe driving a late model. I don't know if you guys know.
Huh? What you got there, Brian? Spill the beans, kid.
Ethan Dotson's going to be in a late model.
That is true.
That's true.
He did tell us he's going to be in a late model.
Well, he was in a late model. He was in a late model last year because he ran Bobby Hogue's late model last year.
He was leading. No, that was Laney that was leading.
That was Laney that was leading.
When he got the right front tie rod or something broke. But, You got Joey Tanner all the way up from Portland, Oregon, in the brand new X Factor VS1.
They posted on Facebook that they made it to Bakersfield, and Brian and I got on there and said, well, get your butt to Chuy's. Yeah, I don't see Tanner nowhere.
Well, listen, he's one of those guys that's going to keep it in the trailer and keep stuff together. He doesn't want to upset the program.
Oh, I know.
13 wins for Joey Tanner in the Pacific Northwest this year.
Well, 13 and how many different cars?
4.
That's the thing. It didn't matter what he did.
4 different cars. Didn't matter what car, what track. He was kind of the guy to beat in the late models in the Pacific Northwest. Now, last year, we remember what happened here, the controversy. There was 4 laps to go. Tanner and Clay Daly, side by side. A great battle for the lead, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Great battle for the lead. Into turn 1, a little slip. Both cars end up tore up, out of the race. Tempers flared, and Nick Barnett went on to win the show. Inherited the lead from there was no doubt who the 2 fastest cars in the track were. It was Joey Tanner and Clay Daly.
Right.
Okay, we got Tanner in a brand new car this year. The car Tanner was in last year had no business being on the track. That thing was busted, bent, tore up, cracked, welded, taped, whatever they had to do to get it back together from the night 1 wreck. How they got that car to work the way it did on day 2, I don't know.
Night number 2, when we showed up, the only thing that was still there was the cockpit to basically his gas pedal. Everything else was being replaced and being handed to by other drivers.
They borrowed a rear end from Kai Frick out of the Swartz car because Kai Frick blew his engine on day 1.
Right.
So they borrowed the rear end out of that car because in the wreck in turn 3, Tanner destroyed his. I mean, this thing was so scabbed together. I was surprised, number 1, that he attempted to qualify for day 2 and that he made the show and had a shot to win the Bud Nationals. You were there, Brian.
Oh, yeah,
when it all happened, we kind of looked at each other like, what is going on? It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
It was totally nuts.
A lot
and
of controversy.
It was. And now Clay Daly, not in a late model, I'm hearing.
I haven't heard that he signed up. I know where the nose of the 32B is, and I know it's not on a car.
Well, and I don't know what's going on, if him and Pete have separated ways permanent or if it's just they're taking a break. I've heard that he's not in that car anymore. I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing from several sources. Do you know anything about that?
I have not heard anything.
Haven't seen him all year in a car either.
I hope we see him back in a late model at the Bud Nationals. I mean, Clay's kind of, one of the, you want to call him superstars around here. He's one of the guys that
he's a staple.
He is fun to watch.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Very exciting is a great way to put it.
How would you say he's animated?
He is, and we saw that when he got out of his car last year.
Yeah, he was animated till he got off the track and ran out of breath. He said he was tired. He didn't think it was that far to run.
That's the Bud Nationals. It's not. You could take those guitar trophies provided by Budweiser, take them totally away from this show, and you're still going to get the same hard racing, the same great competition, the same huge crowds. Okay, because it's the prestige that comes with winning this event. It's not the money.
No.
It's the guy that walks out of here gets to say, you know what? I'm a champion of the Budweiser Nationals.
Exactly.
You take all the rest of that stuff away. Take the fans out of the stands. You're still going to get all these guys to show up and duke it out because they want a shot to take home the title from the Budweiser Nationals.
Exactly.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, 33 years. This is the 33rd annual Budweiser Nationals.
And what's crazy
There's
about
only
that?
33 drivers.
No, that's not true.
Excuse me.
I'd say there's probably about 15 drivers that have won this event.
But I'm saying there's only 33 chances for you to win this event. And not many people have. And a lot of people who are running it have won multiples. There's not very many.
2 years ago, what did we see? We saw Bobby Hogue sweep everything. He walked out of here with 4 guitars.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Hogue, the winningest racer in Budweiser Nationals history so far.
And we know he's going to be here.
Yes, he will.
Yep.
He's going to be in a Guglielmani late model, and I'm sure he's going to be in
the modified,
the famed red number 2.
I think Paul's son's coming too, right?
And Paul's going to have one too. They're bringing
5.
They're bringing 5 total
Paul
cars.
Paul told me they're bringing 5 cars.
5 cars, yes.
Let me ask you guys, anything on Drake? Is Steve Drake going to be here?
I
know that was a question coming in.
That has been tossed up in the air.
Yeah.
I've heard yes. I've heard no. I've heard him and Logan both. I've heard Logan only. I've heard Steve only. But Steve Drake, the Snake, he's not going to let anything out until he shows up to the track. If he shows up.
If you see that, was it transportation hauler show up?
The